All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the finals of Quarantine Cup 107. We didn't have a huge turnout this month, but we do have Tracer versus Dan facing off in our finals. We're just going to do a best of three top two for our playoffs this week. Honorable mention to Apo, who finished in third, also had a pretty good week. Dan finished ahead of Tracer, so gets the player one advantage. This is a pretty nasty board. The village is buried, so whether they get to that or not is still yet to be determined. The urchin trashing looks pretty important. I think you can't do, I don't know. I mean, I guess in theory you could try to do like jack into money-ish wharf stuff, but that's going to get blown up, I think, by fully trashed, and then with the Bailey on top is a little scary. Dan does have the 2-5, so he can just take Sir Bailey off rip if he wants, which isn't an unreasonable opener here, though. Of course, it's competing with Wharf on a peddler board. Dan also is already lowering us on the settlers, so we probably will get to bustling, I would expect. Tracer does urchin, which I agree with on the 3-4. For sure. And then, but we'll see. Okay, does not collide them. Dan picking up his own urchin, got to play the wharf. That's pretty big. I guess it's not the greatest thing in the world because Dan's gonna shuffle, so he has an urchin that will just like very unlikely to trigger. Well, after Tracer plays the attack, I mean it's not likely. Anyway, Tracer Desperations for a wharf, which is, I don't know. This is to me a hard board to do the desperation on because it can go pretty bad, given that you haven't trashed it all. I don't like. I was gonna say I would not like a second one at all. I don't. You get Anna out of it. I guess it's not crazy, but Tracer does hit the collision, which is a pretty big deal. Dan here is again in this spot where Dan will just never, can't really even get the draw to pair up the urchin because of the way and if you buy one now, then at least they're both in a shuffle together. So that's reasonable. I think you have to take an urchin here. I don't think double peddler is worth it over urchin. And Dan disagrees. I don't know. It's just gonna be a long time before Dan gets a mercenary now. Tracer, okay, this is nice. Finds the Anna, with the curse and gets the. I guess I'm forgetting that Dan has the Bailey, so that's fair. I'm kind of whiffing on that in my brain. So like here, I think the urchin's still in the bottom for Dan. So oh no, he played it the last turn. No, that's the one he bought. Anyway, he can get this one activated now with Bailey. I'm not sure Tracer is almost won. That's not clear to me at all. I don't think I even agree that Tracer's ahead, to be honest, but I think they both can compete, and then the next couple shuffles will be pretty important. Man, I had a game against Dan today where I just like, I had like the good early shuffles, and then the middle ones were just so catastrophic that it just made the game completely unwinnable. It was pretty rough. The decks weren't too different, and then just one reshuffle where I top deck villages and bottom deck barges, and it was just over. So now I've kind of lost the thread of the decks, but it's not clear to me. I mean, it's really never clear to me, but as far as the settlers goes, who's incentivized, or is either player incentivized to lower them at all? As far as like the terminal situation and the who's going to benefit most from having the villages be exposed. That was a bad 2 cards to draw as Tracer off that mercenary. The hand was good, of course, for the mercenary, but the two. Well, I guess if you have these, I mean, if these are your bottom 5, maybe it didn't matter too much. The hard thing was just losing Molly, I suppose. Not that you really can expect to keep Molly. Is Dan trash any cards yet? I don't know. Maybe not. Well, there are 4 trashes. I'm going to say that he did once, but I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, Tracer is pretty thin. It probably is in Tracer's advantage to get the bustling villages out. But maybe not. You buy money here, you may be able to go settlers bustling the next turn. Yeah, I like the peddlers. I agree, Apo. Because if you get to 7 on your next warfare, then you can go settlers bustling. Well, you can't get a bustle. I guess you could desperation. You didn't have that many buys, did you? Wait. Yeah. I guess you could have desperation. Yeah, I could believe that. Kubu. At least with Tracer's deck and having played the Wharf. That seems totally possible to me. It would be, certainly if Tracer had a second Wharf in the deck already, then I think it would be easy. It's not, I don't know, it's not that impactful to have been able to play another one of these this turn, another one of these terminals. It's not a huge deal anyway, I wouldn't think. But it's like, not that you would have been sad to play Damiana again, but yeah, this is pretty much not recoverable at this stage. I don't think. Maybe. I guess this next turn for Dan will be pretty good, so that's something. See if Tracer goes for it now, goes for the desperation now, exposes the bustling. Okay, they do. Dan is, this Tracer, I guess with desperation, Tracer will be able to do double bustling pretty easily. I'm not sure exactly the money, but so you can at least get 3 of them. I guess the split isn't a huge deal. If you have 2 bustling villages, 5 terminal, where the curses are anyway. The game's not going to last that long, so I don't think village split per se isn't the issue, but I guess having the first village is pretty good. So are all the knights just dead? Yeah. I don't know what Tracer will get now. I think Tracer is one, but I don't know how the move through it. Yeah, I think you do just desperate. I agree, Kiwi. You just do the desperations because you can deal with the card anyway, and maybe get some benefit out of it with the mercenary. Definitely, if you still have like a copper, I can. Yeah, like I think I would have done it there as Tracer, but this should be fine. I do like the Jack. The other consideration would have been maybe Vander. The Knights are actually not great at hitting at this point. I mean, there are some targets, but nothing super incredible. Mm. Yeah, I guess Dan's problem is that they need to buy. Well, you don't have to. Like Dan really needs another wharf now, where it gets kind of awkward the next turn. Like it's a little harder for Dan to go bustling Jack. Dan could go bustling Jack, I guess, and try to scrape through that way as well. What does the Triumph do? It's not actually that close to a pile out. And so then the next turn you just have like no money. I would not Triumph this turn. I think you have to buy a Jack actually. I mean, Tracer can just not buy Curse though. I mean, if it's gonna expose a pile out, Tracer doesn't have to do that. The Triumph's not very big, right? It was like a 3-4 point Triumph, where you're probably not able to keep the estate either. So I don't know. Plus, if you take that many curses, do you get the point? I mean, I don't even know if it works out points wise. Dan had 3 buys, so bustling. There's 5 curses. Does that even work? 3 buys on that, you get 1 free. I guess you go. Doesn't even empty. If Tracer takes one curse, it's still not an empty, right? So you can only messenger once. You get 3 gains, +1 desperation, +1 messenger. Now if Tracer does bustling and a curse, then there's a pile out. But Tracer doesn't need to do that. Desperation Province is probably safe, right? Well, it's got to be safe. I mean, there's no way it's not safe. If you go Desperation Province, then you're up to 4 buys on your turn. Just goes double wharf. Interesting. I mean, I guess. You're up to 5 buys. Compile, but you can't score anything. Well, there are pile concerns, Kubu, but I think the desperation was fine there, but I don't think you just auto desperation because you'd have to check the gains across a couple turns. It wouldn't be trivial. But I think it was safe there. Probably good. I don't love the debt. Quite a bit of debt. They didn't really score that much off the Triumph. Why did Dan get a messenger? I guess that's what Apo meant. I thought messenger as in messenger in the supply, but there was also one in deck. Well, that makes more sense. Yeah, then maybe the gains were there. I'm not sure the points were there, but the gains at least. Can't you get like a gonna okay. I'd have to think a lot before I knew whether I liked these buys. I'm not sure. I track it all. Dan doesn't have the wharves down, right? So yeah, I mean Dan's basically just gonna cause himself to skip a turn, which is way worse than any other consideration here. So that's just gonna make it so that it doesn't matter what Tracer does this turn very much. Also gave Tracer a jack. I guess he can't use the jack, but he had a little bit of action problems. This is a hard end game to play correctly, and they're not like playing slowly, so I don't really blame them for. I don't think they've done it correctly, but it seems like a kind of a fair place to be messing up because they're mostly just clicking stuff. But I don't know. Like, what was the point of the other wharf that Tracer bought? Was it like just purely threat? I don't get it. What was the point of adding one here that you're probably not playing? Maybe you're playing it, I don't know. If I'm playing 3, there's no shot I'm trashing that jack. If I'm playing 3 wharves this turn, there's no chance. So Tracer's just gonna take away the triumph stuff now, I guess. I mean, that's the only reason you would messenger estates. So what does he end up with here? Is that even enough points? I mean, it doesn't matter because Dan duds, but I mean, Dan may not dud, but yeah, Dan does. So now Tracer just has to get a little bit of money. I guess Dan wasn't like gonna double and buy bustling. And Tracer had 3 wharves down. Yeah, it seems pretty nice from Tracer in the end. I can believe that was the angle. Dan's gone. Did they want to do? Did Dan not know it was gonna be best of 3? I thought I said, and well, I know I said it. I don't know if it was acknowledged. Hmm. We'll see if we can make Dan come back. He didn't. All right, we're talking in Discord to see if it can. Maybe we'll get more games. Maybe. All right, Tracer is game. Tracer, true competitor, doesn't take the easy way out. Well, I mean, in Tracer's mind, he'd already agreed to doing best of 3, so that's it. But still, he could have just, disappeared as well once Dan did. All right, they're back. We get another game. Tracer did take back first player lead, I guess, or whatever. He won a game as second player, so Tracer can close it out with this game. It didn't. Well, they can't see this message. This will be the best part of the recording, by far. Not the Dominion. All right. Barge today. Played a game with Barge. I got really angry. This is a nice little board, though, actually. I mean, it's just like pure draw friendliness, right? There's nothing too nasty about it. I guess Yeah, and even Wolf Den adds a little bit of spice since there is like quite a bit of variety of good cards here. You may have to manage the Wolf Den stuff a little bit at the end anyway. Not, I mean, you won't worry about it at the start, but I love the Carpenter openings. Don't know what you pair it with, to be honest. I guess if you have the 4/3, you might do a Ghost Town as just sort of the mini expedition thing. You could also start on the native villages as like a pseudo trashing, but silver seems perfectly fine as well. You'd love to buy a barge, so, or a catacombs. Which is something maybe to say in favor of going like poacher silver and getting the carpenter on the reshuffle if you don't hit it, but then gets another carpenter, and now Tracer gets another carpenter. So nobody hit 5. Dan, I'm gonna guess Dan gets at least one ghost town this turn. Don't know what you pair it with, either a poacher or a town, I guess. Another carpenter. Dan loves carpenter. I guess you don't really need the ghost town because the carpenters are non-terminal. And I never really remember exactly how carpenter works. Tracer gets the barge, so Tracer for sure will take a ghost town here. I don't know if carpenter is so good that you have to just empty the piles. This part of it seems a little weird to me, but certainly it's not crazy. There are a lot of good 3s and 4s. I don't really quite get going this hard for them, but do you think you like, I mean, the like Dan not hitting 5 for this long is just terrible. So I don't think it's worth not being able to afford a smithy for this long, whatever they're doing. But that's just me. I don't know what Tracer has in the bottom here, if he does the duration or if he just plays, 2 carpet. Okay, so you're going to play it. Probably town, ghost town, and then buys catacombs. Maybe goes just straight barge, but I think you probably take the catacombs. I would have probably started with catacombs rather than barge, but I can see, I mean, they're not wildly different here. Depending on when you draw each one in the shuffle, there can be advantages for each. So yeah, I mean, you have a lot of towns, and there's like a world where, you know, Dan draws his smithies at the top of this next shuffle, and then he just flies. But until the people start drawing their smithies, it's really tough here. I don't love the poacher there. I mean, it was like, do you really want an oasis now versus a town or just a ghost town even? Because Tracer didn't shuffle. Yeah, Tracer didn't get a ghost town down. Did they know they had? I guess it's pretty hard for the carpenters to pile out stuff, though. They can pile out one thing, but to do more than that is pretty hard for them. But it's not crazy, I suppose. I think you just take 2 ghost towns. Pile outs be damned. Because you got some smithies, you know, and there's no way Dan is getting 6 gains off this turn. This is really weird. I remained pretty unconvinced by the last couple turns. I don't know what Tracer. Carpenter's not easy to empty. I don't know we know Tracer can buy a 3-point barge. And there must be something else. I don't know what it is, but I guess both the smithies. Does Tracer just have one of each of the smithies? Or does he have 2 catacombs now? I'm not sure. Anyway, there's certainly a 3-point barge. And you could remodel a carpenter into a catacombs, I suppose. If you're lacking that as well. Oh, it was silver. Okay. Interesting. So Dan is negative on silver, then +2 estates. So Dan's unique is silver. Is this a win? Like, did he take this because it was a win? Otherwise, it's kind of weird to take them. Is this a win? Catacombs and a double carpenter. Dan can tie. I think. What's the town by $6? Yeah, Dan can tie, but you have to. Yeah, that's not gonna. No, wait. You can win, right? No, that does Dan have enough catacombs? No, because the catacombs goes. If you trash the catacombs, does it become a wolf den thing then for Dan as well? You're fixing it with the silver. No. This works, right? You can buy Carpenter Estate, win by a point. No. Then you lose it's a catacombs problem again. I guess you can try to draw on. And depending on what you find, you can change ghost towns and stuff. You can do 2 estates into carpenters and then buy a duchy. I guess you need to get another carpenter still. How much money do you have? You don't have $9 yet. Oh, it's annex. You're right. Yeah, this wins, I think. You can double duchy, right? You play a town, get by from the other one. No, wait. I keep thinking duchy works. No, because single duchy doesn't score any points. Is the problem. I was thinking that too at first, Ender. But yeah, the single duchy doesn't score any points. Yeah, it's not in hand yet. At least I don't see it. Maybe I'm missing something, but I guess you could go province double duchy, taking 8 debt, and hope you can do hope Tracer doesn't score enough, and that you can do we'll just say we'll stick Does this work? Hmm. Obviously, you go quad duchy. The thing is, right now it's no unique, so. Oh, I see what. Hmm. This is a funny board. You like are convinced. You kind of are convinced that there's got to be some way to make the annex do enough for you, but Wolf Den makes annex. Somehow annex manages to be even worse than usual because of Wolf Den here. Unfortunately. Oops, what's happening? What did Dan end up doing? 2 duchies. Now Dan was just trying to unlock the power of annex. Maybe the third pile will be duchy all along. All right, Tracer finds the finish there. Hopefully Dan isn't too mad at me about the rules and not knowing what they should be. But in any case, congratulations to Tracer, and thank you all for watching, and I will catch you later.